Welcome back to the KMTRADERS channel. We are looking at gold for this weekly analysis for this video. So what I'll do is review of last week's video and then we can get into the analysis. So in terms of what we said last time, we had two possible scenarios that could have happened. So we could have found price to find some resistance at 1398 and then we head down, or we find price to reach back to the monthly key level again and find our entry for shorts again. So we actually didn't get the first scenario, but we managed to get the second scenario here, but we didn't quite extend and maximize our profits as such because we didn't get to our key level again. So let's put it back into perspective of what is happening here. So what I'm going to do is obviously now do the weekly analysis here. So just stepping back a second and just having a look at the overall picture, we can see that we've had this strong leg up here, and now what I'm seeing now is we're bouncing in between, but we're getting much more constricted in terms of price flow. So what I believe is happening right now is we're currently in the form of a wedge pattern, or a flag now, because we've got the strong push and then we're still indecisive mode in terms of where price is actually heading. So roughly along the lines of this, we can see that price is bouncing in between our trend lines now, upwards trend line and the downwards trend line. So we've got this consistent tightwards squeeze of pressure, and what is also here and valid that we have to realize is that we are on this key monthly level and we've almost tested it four times now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times now, in terms of it being a form of rejection point or turnaround point. So what I believe is that we will see some point in this week or potentially weeks to come that we eventually push out and retest, we get the push and then we retest our monthly level before we head higher. That could be the possible scenario, or we eventually get the push up, and then it respects to some degree and then we come back down and break lower. So these are one of the two possible scenarios in terms of the breakout strategies that we have with the wedge or flag pattern that we have right here. So we have to wait until price comes and gives us the overall outcome, if we eventually go higher or if we eventually go lower and retest lower lows, lower key levels. So but what we can have a look, just to make it a little bit easier for ourselves, is just to see the way price is actually heading. So we have no sort of divergence here. We see price getting lower and lower and lower on even on our time frame, as well as our RSI as well. So believe that is fine as it is. Now what we look for next is the EMA. So we are converging between the buying again, which we are currently in. So we've tried to get into the selling condition, but that's not held true due to the small time of the selling condition, but it instantly got taken out. So we're still in this buying scenario. So if we drop it down to a level lower, we can see how price is actually again. So we've got the turnaround of the EMAs here again. So we're still in the buy, and then we tried to sell here again, but we managed to get a buy again in terms of the selling condition. Now looking at the RSI, we had overbought conditions here, so that's obviously in line with our monthly key level, as well as the downwards trend line that we have here. nearly oversold here in terms of the bottom part of the wedge. So all I can presume is that we will be heading to the top at some point of this top of the trend line and the key monthly level. So it will be interesting to see if we can break and close way above and find some strength behind us to find that this monthly level 1421 becomes support. If we fail to get that, then this will potentially become resistance again, and we'll find our way to conclude to become leading this to find ourselves to become a short. So we'll be heading lower towards our lower key levels and find our take profits towards our take profit zone. So that will be all for gold for this week's analysis. We just need to, overall, just to conclude, we just need to wait and see if we can exit out of our wedge that we've just drawn today, and if we can close above our monthly key level with some strength, then I'll be going long. If we fail to get that and the monthly level acts as resistance as well as the top of the trend line, then I will be looking for shorts. So that will be all for this video in terms of the analysis. I will be posting all the updates on Twitter on a finer detail level, so you don't have to obviously keep checking in on a weekly analysis form, because I understand that people trade on day to day as well as opposed to week. So what I do on Twitter is I post my setups as well as my thought processes and my thinking. So or if you're thinking, why am I doing that, you can obviously tweet me or respond to one of my setups as to oppose to your thinking. So we can obviously have a little discussion there. And if you have any questions about my trading style, I'll happily be able to answer them on my Twitter. So the handle will be in the description, and just give me a follow if that's something that you're interested in. So that'll be all for this video, and thank you very much for listening, and I'll see you next week.